President Joe Biden has turned down a televised interview with CBS's news division during the Super Bowl.
Both Donald Trump and Joe Biden are kind of getting ahead by violating the rules. You know, the informal rules like you give a Super Bowl interview or so forth. Clearly, they don't want him exposed except under really tightly controlled conditions.
This is a massive blown opportunity for the president to talk to people basically about football and about whatever he wants to talk to them about. These tend to be softball interviews.
And the fact that they passed up this chance on Super Bowl Sunday is a big mistake.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to jump on quickly on this Super Bowl Sunday and deal with this ridiculousness that people are making a big story about Joe Biden not doing a Super Bowl interview. One of the things I wanted to address to start off with is the fact that people make out that this is some huge tradition that has been generational and presidents always do this. Not true. The first Super Bowl interview was one with George W. Bush in 2004. It was a complete softball interview. The man interviewing him was a friend of his. The hardest question he asked was about steroid use, and that was about it. It was 4 minutes. As you see him here, he was casually dressed in front of the Rose Garden and so forth. In fact, the only president who made this a tradition was Obama. Obama gave interviews on every Super Bowl during his 8 years in the White House. And as you can sort of see by the way he's dressed, these became more and more serious. And they were not softball interviews by the end. They were quite strict. And although he never put on a tie, you can see in some of those he was in a jacket, and in the final one he was, of course, with his wife. Now the other suggestion is, of course, that this tradition was continued by Trump. Trump did give a Super Bowl interview after being elected in 2017, but then he refused to give one in 2018 for some strange, bizarre reason about NBC News. He did give one in 2019 with Bill O'Reilly, of course, a very safe interview for him, but then he refused to give one in 2020. So that indicates that this is no great tradition. Biden, of course, gave one in 2021, shortly after shortly after the inauguration. It was very well received. Nobody has talked about it since then, indicating these things are not very important. Well, that's about all I want to say there, except 1 second. Let me just jump back to that video of Obama and indicate that it's interesting that it was our first Black president who went and did these every year. It just indicates that Democrats, and especially Democrats of color, are just held to a different standard than everyone else. Nobody, talked about Trump skipping them. In fact, even in the coverage recently, nobody talked about Trump skipping them. So that's about it. I think that this is one of those complete non-issues, and that we just have to get used to it and get back on message. But I did feel it was worth a video. It was worth me jumping out and having a little chat with all you guys about this. And of course, before you go, if you want to support us speaking out and making these things very clear very rapidly, please head on over to our website, permanentmajority.us, and join all of our social media accounts. And then, of course, donate. Don't wait, donate. And here you go. It's very easy to do. And finally, before you leave, make sure to hit that like button. It helps. I know nobody believes it, but it does. Hit the subscribe button. We need subscribers. And then ringling that ding-a-ling bell because you want to get all the notifications. And one more thing before you leave. Check this out.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Now, after last night's results, Trump and his Republican Party have lost the elections in 2017, in 2018, in 2019. Hold on, let's see. Does it end there? No, they lost also in 2020. They lost in 2021. There has to be a win for Republicans sometime soon because they keep going back to Donald Trump. Well, so maybe they won in 2020. No. Trump Republicans lost in 2022, and they lost in 2023.
It does seem like the Republican Party generally has a real problem with winning.